Crypto.com, Crocoin holders, get ready because I do think that the markets are getting ready to see some big gains in Q4. Are you ready for Uptober? Are we going to start calling it that? Is it too soon to say that? Time will tell. But without further ado, welcome back to Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel right now. Anything I say is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Let's hop into this video. All right, guys, we're going to start off here on Twitter. Follow me at 333Blacksea. I say, my Crow fam, get ready for Crow to be in the best regulatory/trading environment it has ever been in. Send Crow to the moon. And I do believe that because in a few days, the 17th of September, this week is very important. We're seeing Jerome Powell come out and hopefully, most likely, cut those interest rates. And when he cuts those interest rates, it's going to free up the bankers' money. The bankers' money will become more free, and thus there will be more liquidity to flow around in the world. And when that happens, guys, what happens for risk-on assets? It sets them up for being in a better environment, so more money will flow in. More money will flow out of the market accounts, the market maker accounts, where basically, I should say, why do I call it market maker accounts? Basically, the funds where people can just hold money and collect, say, 4%, 5% on, and it'll pull that money out because people feel more comfortable to put it into risk-on assets and probably set us up for setting altcoin season off to the races. And I do think that's probably going to play out here. So if you look at Crowcoin right now, we have been basically breaking down since we saw our massive impulse wave all the way from, we were all the way down at 8 cents, guys, around the sacred, I'll say the 0.0830 before now the sacred is 212, but it set us up from 0.0830 all the way up to about 40 cents. And now we've been breaking down, and I've still been in my Crowcoin long position since about 15 and a quarter cents. And I've taken my profit and I've been saying, hey guys, like it looks like we're bottoming out here. When we were trading around, we saw a liquidity grab at around 0.2454, and really it looked like we were bottoming out. I said, yeah, but you know, my invalidation would be if we break below this, we'll probably come and test near 212. And it does look like that wants to play out here. And I will say, I still think that there's a world where we do come and test this level. If you look at Market Cipher, big red dot on the momentum wave, and the money flow is curling down. It looks like the momentum wave on the downside is still in the light blue, so we probably have a little bit more pressure to the downside. But guys, I do think that we can come and tap this level here in September. We still have really half the month left, but it's 2 days away from the FOMC meeting. So I do want to say that I expect some volatility around this FOMC meeting. You know, if Jerome comes out and says we're going to get a 0.25 rate cut, we're probably going to sell off. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think it may be a sell the news event. But if he comes out and says, hey, we're going to get a 0.5, it might send us up for some serious euphoria. And even if I will say, and also the middle area, if he comes out and says there's going to be a 0.25 rate cut, and then on top of that, he talks really dovish, like, yeah, we're expecting a rate cut in December and November as well, it's going to be some ping pong price action. And I do think regardless, though, moving into the end of this year, we should be expecting some curvature to the upside here, whether we tap 212 first. Time will tell. I expect further continuation of the upside for Crowcoin into the end of 2025. I do think that we should be paying attention to the level of 40 cents, around 50 cents, and $1. I do think $1 is on the table here. And guys, you know, just because you see this big move up to 40 cents and start correcting down does not mean that that's like a local top. It does not necessarily mean that. Now, if we start to close below 212, then I'll be a little bit more concerned. But until then, this is really an opportunity if we come and test 212. That's not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys how I'm viewing this market. And I'm still in my long position. I would look to long around 212 if we tap this again. That's where my stop loss is. But I think there's a world where we don't really tap that. But if we do tap that, I think that there's probably a good entry level there for a potential long. If you guys do want to trade, feel free to check out the pinned comment section below or description box below. We have a $100,000 deposit bonus to BitToNext, as well as $10 for free when you sign up. And on Blowfin, we have a 10% trade rebate and a $5,000 sign bonus. Guys, take advantage of these affiliate links down below. It really helps support this channel. And there's a lot of lucrative rewards to be taking advantage of, so feel free to check them out. All right, Cronos, ranked 22 right now, down about 8.5% in the past 7 days, down about 2.7% in the past 24 hours. Really, the entire market right now is kind of just chopping sideways. Some is making moves to the upside in the day. The others are breaking down. But, guys, the overall market is doing pretty well. The traditional market is nice and green. And I think that a lot of that is front-running this FOMC meeting in the next coming days here. You look at Cronos right now, we are sitting at a $7.78 billion market cap. We've lost a few $billion. Yeah, we have. But guys, that's to be expected after you see that massive meteoric rise, if you will, if you want to call it that. I think that there's probably a good chance that we do come and tap that level of 212 before we see that bounce. And I think that that's absolutely fine, especially after you see a 400% gain, right? And like I said, right now we're red in the crypto space, but the traditional market is nice and green. So be patient. When the traditional market is green and Bitcoin is red and the crypto market's red, usually you just got to wait a little bit and then you see the liquidity move back into crypto. And I think that this time is not different at all. We're sitting at 115,500 on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin dominance at 57.38. When exclude stablecoins, we're nearly at about 59.5 to 60% Bitcoin dominance level. I expect that probably to continue to rally for the rest of September, and I do think that we don't see that big flush out in true altcoin season until we move into October, or Uptober, if you will. I'm gonna keep saying that because I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is, and I do believe that October will be bullish, and I do think that Q4 will be bullish for crypto, and I'm gonna keep hammering that home. If you look at Bitcoin right now, we're trading at a very important level, around 116,000. Really, on the daily time frame, want to see us flip this as support. This level here, right here, you can see like this price level right there. I want to be closing above that on the daily time frame to indicate that this is not just a lower high. And even if it is a lower high, and we come down and test 110,000, I still could expect a bounce. It would be perfect time to put a little bit of a trap in, especially if we see a little bit of a higher wick like that. Perfect time for a trap. And guys, bear trap, bull trap, bear trap, all-time highs. Like, I would not be surprised at all to see that play out. This is the time in the market to be expecting that type of price action. If you look at the weekly time frame, I'm not concerned at all. It looks like the same really for the daily. I really want to see a weekly candle closure above 116,600. And if you look at Market Cipher, you have a green dot here. It looks all right. Like that, I like to see that. The money flow is still thick in the green. The RSIs are curling to the upside, so I do expect, like on the weekly time frame, it's more bullish than the daily. So I do expect this weekly candle closure in the next 6 days and 2 hours to be very, very important. Guys, these next 6 days, it's a big week. It's a really big week for Bitcoin. It's a really big week for the traditional markets to see what Jerome says, if he's going to cut those rates and how much he's going to cut them and how dovish or hawkish he'll be. But now, guys, in the meantime, I'm long Crow still. I'm long and strong, baby. I'm long other alts. I'm long on a little bit of XRP. I'm looking at trading some high leverage scalping, some other alts. Let me in the comments below, what are you guys trading? Are you trading anything right now? Are you sitting on your hands? I'm very curious on what you're doing. But guys, I'm patiently waiting for Q4. I think we're going to be seeing some beautiful fireworks. Time will tell. That's all I got. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel now. Check out all those awesome affiliate links down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.